day and age, who could ask for more? The crime wave is high, with plugins mysterious. All police and detectives are furious, so they can't find the source.
Alright, what's up? I'm back. After like 20 months of making no videos whatsoever. But it's the summer now, and I was busy being a teenager. I'm getting ready for my senior year. A lot of stuff is going down this year, this summer. A lot of movies are coming out, and I'm going to review them. And I know I did not review Batman vs. Superman, Deadpool, Star Wars, X-Men, Civil War, but I'm basically going to review all of them backwards from which they came out. I'm going to review all of them backwards, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with Ninja Turtles. Alright, so I mean, Ninja Turtles 2. Let's get into Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. To start, this movie is better than the first one. Not much better, but it's better. And that's all I really got to say about it. And as far as like the tone, it's better. As far as the characters go, they're better than the first movie, because I hate the first movie. And if you haven't seen my review for it, it's actually my first video where I started Jonathan's Rants and Reviews, so go check that out so you can get my views on just how much I really hate that first movie. So let's talk about this one. The plot of the movie. Purple ooze. It turns humans into mutants, and it turns mutants into humans, and they don't follow through on that plot. But yeah, the Shredder's broken out of jail, and then Krang comes, and Baxter Stockman's there, and Casey Jones is there, and Chaos, and technodromes, and spacecrafts, and racism. Literally, there's a racism plot point in this movie, and it's a small section of the movie, but as a black kid, as a teenage black kid, I felt it, I got it, it resonated with me, I liked it. But let's talk about the characters. That was the plot, easiest synopsis of all time. Racism, Ninja Turtles, spacecrafts, aliens, mutants, Casey Jones, humans, rats, robots, ninjas. Boom. Trash truck. Yep. So, let's talk about these characters. The Turtles were perfect. That's all I gotta say about them. I like their interaction with each other. It's better than the first movie, and they're wearing less crap. So, boom. And it looks like they made them slightly shorter from the first movie, because when they were standing next to Stephen Amell, Casey Jones, you know, like Michelangelo was shorter than him, but Raphael's like the same height. So, I think they made him shorter, so that's always a good thing. But what I really want to talk about as far as this movie goes is the villains, because they recasted everyone from the first movie. Baxter Stockman, they recasted him. Tyler Perry, he's a bumbling, you know, science, it's incredible, man. Move the glasses around. You know, if we do this, and science, guys, it's, you know, how big this discovery is gonna be. You know, that's how Baxter Stockman was in this movie. He didn't add much to it, but he was there, and I like Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman, because he just chewed the scenery. Like, he just hammed it up. He had fun. He was goofy and comedic, and I enjoyed him. So let's talk Brian T. as the Shredder. So they recast the Shredder. He's completely different. He's younger. He's has less blades on him. He's not a robot cyborg Shredder. And he does not do anything in this movie but send Bebop and Rocksteady to do his dirty work. And then when he gets the chance to do something, they wasted it. That's all I gotta say. He doesn't do much, man. Brian T., like, he could play a good Shredder. Actually, as a matter of fact, if I had to pick a list of people to play the Shredder, he'd be one of them, and he'd be like my top 10. He'd be like number 1. I mean, in a better movie, he'd be a better Shredder. That's all I'm saying. Karai, she does nothing. Megan Fox knocks her out with a briefcase, even though she's like Shredder's right-hand person, right-hand woman. Even the Turtles have trouble beating Karai sometimes. She's wasted. Bebop and Rocksteady, though, they're perfect. They're exactly like the 80s TV show. I mean, they're perfect. They're so perfect that I actually kind of don't like them. They're a bit too comedical for me. Like, I just wasn't feeling sometimes some of the jokes, but Gary Anthony Williams and Seamus, who play Bebop and Rocksteady, did a great job, though. I can tell they had fun doing what they're doing. So more power to them, and I hope that in the second movie they get to be more serious villains like they are in the comics, like the IDW comics. I mean, not the recent ones, like because they're freaking maniacs in those ones. And they're kind of cool too. So because they're recent updated versions of them. Krang, I don't know what to say about Krang, but he's perfect. But he's in the movie for a total of 15 minutes, maybe. He's in the beginning and he shows up out of nowhere. He sets up what the MacGuffin plot device is of the story, and then he disappears for the entire movie. Does not show up until the final fight scene. But the fight scene is good and all, but it's just, where do you go from there? I mean, they did the same thing in the first movie. The Turtles on a high rise fighting some creature or some person in a big metal outfit trying to save New York from evil scheme. Like, it was the same thing, and honestly, this movie takes 2 steps forward and takes 3 back. Like, plots are completely dropped, like the purple ooze turning them into humans, and that was causing a conflict within, like, the team, separating them, and they completely drop it. Casey Jones, he's okay. Stephen Amell's a great actor on Arrow. He's all dark and brooding and stuff, and actually, I feel like if the Casey Jones in this movie, the lighthearted, happy Casey Jones, was the Green Arrow in Arrow, if the personality switched, Arrow would be perfect, and Casey Jones in this movie would be perfect. But the problem with this movie is that this isn't Casey Jones. He's like, I'm gonna be a detective someday, man. He like, Casey Jones is a vigilante because he watched too much bad television, and he has daddy issues. That's Casey Jones. He's kind of a tortured soul, and he's an outcast, and he fits in with the Turtles because he kind of doesn't fit in with average people, and that's not what they did in this movie. But I'm open to new things, so hopefully in the next movie they can improve upon that. Megan Fox, she's the exact same as in the first movie. Will Arnett, he's not in the movie as much, and I'm happy because I really don't like Will Arnett's role in the first movie as Vern. He's just like there saying bad jokes. I don't have time for that. You go be Lego Batman and don't get out the Ninja Turtles movies. Like, be Lego Batman. That's where you work. You got your movie coming out next year. Stay there. Don't come back to the Ninja Turtles movies. But, man, I like this movie, but it could be way better. That's all I'm saying. I saw the potential, and they didn't go any higher than the first movie, and they didn't go any lower. So, I mean, they're kind of in the same place that they were. So, this is a mediocre movie. I gotta say, this is a 6.5 out of 10, and I'll be back next time with X-Men Apocalypse. And remember, love being a turtle, love yourself, and put some respect on my name.